What's going on, everyone? It's Adam and Craig with Grandstand Golf. In the show, we're doing round 3 DFS Showdown targets for the 2021 Sony Open in Hawaii. Craig, we have Abbotsford, BC native Nick Taylor atop the leaderboard. Also, Abbotsford, BC, birthplace of the Bapty brothers.
Oh, I was going to say it's a famous golf town. It just really punches above its weight. But I was thinking more along the lines of one Adam Hadwin, which, I mean, if you think about how many Canadian golfers there are on the stage, little town of Abbotsford's punching above its weight class.
And you just sprinkle us in. I mean, that's just the cherry on top. Come on.
Yeah.
But
I don't know about cherry.
He's at 12 under right now. We got a whole cluster at 10 under. We got Sink, Simpson, Henley, Vaughn Taylor, and Chris Kirk. I mean, it's just a packed leaderboard all the way from 4 to 12. Anything can happen on the weekend.
Yeah, lots of guys at 10, 9, 8. Yeah, honestly, it's totally wide open. And the way this course is playing with, you could go 8 under in a round. I think really, maybe 4 is a ways back, but the guys at 5, 6, they could go out there and really go low on the weekend and take this.
Yeah, just as a pure golf fan, I think it's going to be a great weekend of golf.
Yeah.
A great finish, I think. So we had 1.68 scoring average in round 1. Is a little bit harder in round 2, 1.44. Significantly easier in the afternoon, actually, minus 1.9. I don't think there's anything really to take a look at that. We'll take a look at the weather for Saturday in a second, but I mean, in terms of DFS perspective, it seemed like everyone seemed to make the cut.
Seemed like there was a lot of people coming through on their back nines and doing enough to make the cut.
With 9 and 18 as par 5 finishing holes, it seemed like everyone just got that extra birdie that they needed. And
yeah, my favorite for sure is my one and done pick, Kevin Kisner. Big eagle putt to make the cut for the weekend. Watch him do some damage.
Yeah, he wants that paycheck.
Yeah. Okay, weather. Yeah, looks like it is a little bit worse in terms of wind in the morning, but not huge numbers. It could end up being pretty calm through the day.
Yeah, and we don't yet have tee times out for round 3. We're doing this just as round 2 completed.
So we don't know. Some tournaments they've been doing this inside out. Other tournaments, typically we think of them starting at the worst scores and then first. Yeah. So we don't know. Keep an eye on it, though. It may be something you want to do to try to get an edge, is getting guys later in the day. But there's not enough there to cause me to skew it a whole lot either way.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you're building it, check the lineup Saturday morning. See what the weather is looking like as well. It could shift completely overnight. So this is an early look.
Yep. Okay, should we jump into it?
Let's do it. My first pick is Russell Henley at 9,000, a guy I loved going in. I said he would be my one and done if I didn't already have my one and done for him picked. I have him over 50% in my lineup, so I'm liking where he's at, but he went 66, 64. He's 10 under, 13 birdies, three bogeys. He's improved his ball striking in round 2, so off the tee and approach is what I'm combining for the ball striking stat. He was 0.5 positive in round 1. In round 2, he was 2.2 positive. So really improved.
That's better. That's better.
That is quite a bit better. His putting has been great both rounds. He was about +2 round 1, about +1 round 2. So solid putting. I just think he's in really great form. He loves the course. He's won here before, as we talked about earlier. I'm just doubling down. I have him in 50% of lineups. I really like that. I'm playing him in Showdown too. Why not?
Yeah, I like it. I think he kind of feels like a little bit on cruise control. Like he is playing well, but it feels like he could make 1 or 2 more putts and really do something special. So yeah, I like him both. I mean, I have him in some tourney long, so I like him to do well in this tournament, but I like him as a Showdown target tomorrow.
He won't be sneaky. His ownership will be up there, but that's fine.
Yeah, for sure. But I was just going to say, as I jump into my pick here, you're starting at 9,000. I'm starting at 8,800. I like a lot of the guys up above there. Yeah. And I'm not saying stay away from them or anything. I'm just saying that, a lot of those guys are going to be good plays tomorrow. So these are my picks are more potentially guys you can combine with them. But starting out here, Adam Scott, he comes in 8,800, 69, 64. We saw him shoot a really good round today. He has had 4 bogeys, so he's doing a lot of scoring. He's got an eagle, 9 birdies. So typically, our traditional approach, I would say, to Showdown is find great ball strikers who you think have like room to do really well putting. His ball striking has just been awesome coming into this tournament, and he had one day there at that Tournament of Champions where he was just lights out on approach. But just generally, even this week, he's third in tee to green. Gaining almost 3 strokes a round. And he's second behind, I think, only Sergio. I could be wrong on that, but he's definitely second, gaining 2 strokes off the tee. So, if you're getting one of the guys who's doing the best job driving the golf ball, even though this course isn't really, you don't need to be hitting it a long ways. Yeah. Accuracy does matter, and there are some holes that you can get if you put yourself in really good shape. So I think he's just given himself tons of opportunities. We've seen some atrocious putting from him, though, in this tournament and the week before. Yeah. First round, he shot at 69. He did that while he was almost -4 putting. So he turned that around. He putted well today on Friday, and he gained 2 strokes. So he went out there and shot a 64. I think he could easily, be positive. Maybe it's not a 64, but I'll still take a 65 or a 66.
I feel like it's a pretty safe bet that he'll be somewhere in between those 2 putting numbers in round 3.
Watch him go outside.
But he did change his putter, so I think maybe getting comfortable with it again in round 2.
It could take perhaps a round.
That was the difference. Yeah, but I think he's a little bit of a sneakier play too. So I do like Scott as well.
Well, yeah, it seems like a good price too. Like typically in this kind of a field, you would see him a lot higher.
Yeah, for sure. My next pick, a guy I love. I mean, one of my honorary boys. I love him in Showdown as well. Cameron Davis, 7,900 on DraftKings. He went 68, 66. He's -6. Craig, he was one of your sleepers going in. He has 11 birdies, 5 bogeys through 2 rounds. Now, this is what we're talking about. Classic
showdown play.
Through 2 rounds, plus 4.881. He's 5th in tee to green. In strokes and putting, he's -2. He's 115th.
And so, sorry, just to be clear, those are totals, right? So
those are totals from PGA. Yeah, those are not the average. Those are total numbers. But looking at his recent form on our DFS model on our website, he has gained strokes and putting in 5 of the last 7 tournaments. So a lot of people get this reputation as great ball strikers and they can't putt. And I really don't think that is Cameron Davis's last 3 months, last 4 months. I think he actually is a solid positive putter. So I think we could see that come around. And if we do, I mean, again, another play that I think will be popular. He drives it a mile. He sets himself up for these birdie opportunities, for these eagle opportunities. If he just can convert a few more of them, I think he can have one of the lowest scores.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it a little bit on the Sleeper Show, and then also, when we went through the full field. If you didn't like him as a tourney long play, he's always a good showdown play because he is one of these guys that can go out there and go low. So, I love the showdown play. I do have a lot of him in tourney long, so I don't know for sure whether I'll play him. He did well I did have him as a showdown play today, so I think I might just keep riding the train.
For sure.
Okay, my next one here. This just seems like a good deal to me. Brendon Todd, 7,600. He had an ugly round 1, which I think sort of factors into the price a bit because he did play late in the day today, so they wouldn't have sort of had his numbers from today when coming up with pricing. But he was 70 in round 1, 64 in round 2. He's 6 under on the tournament. He's got an eagle, 6 birdies, 2 bogeys. I think he's someone who always can threaten bogey-free rounds, with how good he is as a scrambler. His form was good coming in. He was, it may be hard to go back because these guys have not been playing a ton of golf over the last month, say. But he was tied for 13th at this Tournament of Champions, and then I believe it was Mayakoba that he had an 8th, a top 10 there. So it's not like Brendon Todd playing well is something new. Went out, shot a 70 round 1. I don't think there's any reason to think he's going to go out there and not do well. You look at the people he's priced around. I don't think his ownership. So that price, I want him a lot, but you worry that it's going to get too heavy of ownership. You look at the other people around him, though. Malnati, 7,800. He's -8. You've got Na and Lonto Griffin at -7 for 7,700. And you've got Kirk at -8 for 7,600 as well. So I think it's going to be fairly spread out, and I'll take Brendon Todd and his ability to go out there and make a bunch of putts and put up a good score.
Yeah, it's always nice rostering him because he can convert a lot of those 10-foot putts for birdie or even to save par. It eases the stress a little bit. I think guys like Kirk, Malnati will soak up a lot of ownership. We saw a lot of them on the coverage as well, so people have them fresh in their memory.
Yeah, and there's other guys just below, like Higgs is just below him. There's a few other people right below him too that I don't think it's going to attract the ownership I think it deserves.
I'm a little bitter. He's a full fade for me in tournament long, so I'm a little bit bitter that he did have that.
See, sometimes that makes you want to play him in Showdown. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll get a little bit of value from it.
Yeah, that's probably a smart play. Okay, my last pick, a guy I really like coming in, was one of my sleepers. Again, I'm just going to double down. Wes Bryan, he's 6,700 on DraftKings. He went 68, 67. He's 5 under. He did that with 9 birdies, 4 bogeys through 2 rounds. What's he doing? Kind of that classic. Or sorry, this is kind of opposite of what we've seen with Cameron Davis and opposite of what we kind of expect. Strokes gained approach, he's minus 1.4, 806. Strokes gained putting plus 2.783, 21st. Again, this is totals, not averages. But if you look at the type of player Wes Bryan was, and who he is coming in, he's a really, really strong strokes gained approach player, really accurate player. He ranked 10th in the field in strokes gained approach over the last 6 months. He's positive 0.68. So that approach stats I don't expect to hold up. He does have a good course history here. I think his stroke average is around 68. I don't think he's ever broken par here. So if he's comfortable with the putter, and I said this about Grillo yesterday, but if he can turn on where he's usually at with his ball striking, I think he can come together for kind of that Saturday moving up the leaderboard. And 6,700. I know you got one more guy to talk about. He's about as comfortable as low as I want to go, I think, for Saturday.
Yeah, I like the play. I don't think I rostered him at all. I might have plugged him in once or twice, but I didn't like him as a tournament long play because I thought he was, well, I want to say 6,300 or somewhere 63. Around there. And I thought he was going to attract a ton of ownership, and it didn't. And so I regret that I didn't plug him in because I do really like the value where he was, and obviously it paid off because he made the cut. I like the play. I think if you can see his ball striking coming back to what we typically see good ball striking from him, then there's no reason that he shouldn't go out and have a good one on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. But you do have someone lower. Let's hear this.
Yeah, so this is the only other value that you might find a little bit more. Nick Hardy, 6,300. I don't know if you were paying attention coming into the tournament, but, well, I know you were, I guess, all the people out there. He was a Monday qualifier. He has a great resume, though. He's a good college. Yes. He was a good college golfer. He has been putting up good numbers on the Corn Ferry. He's come out. He's shot 1 under the first round, 7 under the second round. He's got to -8. Pretty straightforward. 9 birdies, 1 bogeys. Nice clean scorecard. So I think we're seeing someone, I want to say he's 24 years old. So I think we're seeing someone that is potentially just taking the natural steps for them in terms of their career. Look at his Corn Ferry Tour numbers. This is 2020 stats. He was 7th in scoring average, 7th total driving, 3rd in ball striking. I want to say he was 5th in greens and regulation. So just a good ball striker that can convert that into scoring, which, those are typically guys I like to have when I'm betting on them.
There's some good Corn Ferry players that were there. Zalatoris, Riley.
I think Zalatoris might be 1 in ball striking, but I can't remember.
But he's right up there with those guys.
Yeah. But then you look at how that has converted this week. So these are averages, round averages, but for both days. He's gaining over a stroke off the tee, almost a half stroke on approach, and both putting and around the greens he's gaining. And that's a super balanced, positive stat profile, and that's exactly what what you're typically looking for from a golfer who's going to have a really good result. So I'm going to take that value, and I'm going to take a few where I have a lot of guys who are high priced and then a few low flyers almost.
Yeah, for sure. I like it as well. I think I will plug him in. He has, a lot of good stories came out from him after Monday, and I think he's just a really cool guy to root for. He seems like a great teemmate.
Seems like a great teammate.
I'll say that. A great teammate. That's all I'll say. But yeah, I like to play in dirt cheap. You can jam him, Webb, or Morikawa, or whoever you want up top.
Yeah. Maybe even a few of them.
Yeah, exactly. I like it. Well, thank you everybody for watching. Make sure to like, comment, let us know who you like for the weekend contest, who you like for Saturday. And make sure to subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, good luck, guys. See you next time.